Hello, dreamers, and welcome back to Dream Queen by Perla. As always, guys, thank you for your love and support. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing to the channel. And if you haven't done so, I encourage you to do so. It helps with growing the channel, getting the video out there for more people, as well as keeping me accountable. For personal readings, all that information can be found down below in the description. So let's go ahead and see Gemini. I think Gemini. Why was I going to say Gemini? We just finished Gemini. Bye bye. Stop trying to get another people's reading. Cancer. In Cancer, you're just kind of like, oh, fuck it. You really don't care. You're kind of used to trying. Let's put it this way: you're kind of used to people trying to steal your spotlight, but with no success. Let's put it that way. So there is an energy here of somebody trying to make you look like the bad person, or somebody trying to expose you in some way. But what they don't realize is that at that moment when they're trying to expose you for whatever it is, they are exposing themselves. So in reality, whenever you feel like you have to attack somebody in any way, you expose a part of yourself that you've been trying to hide. So that's why a lot of you are just like, uh, and to be honest with you, this is kind of like your energy this week. Kind of like, don't really care. Don't really care. You're kind of like effing it, effing everything this week. You're just like, we're just here for, that's weird. But it's coming through with this energy of like, we're only here for a moment. So might as well embrace it. And I do pick up this energy where you're just, you're tired of the battles. So whether this is fighting on or arguing with significant others or family members or etc. or co-workers or whatever, or whether this is like a medical battle or something with your health or something like that, you're just kind of like, you're tired, you're done with it, and you're just like, you know what, I'm just gonna live in the moment and kind of like embrace it. And I really, to be honest with you, I like this energy for you because, give me a second, a lot of you were over obsessing with something. So if it was health wise, maybe you were waiting for some type of test results or something like that, and you were obsessing with waiting for it. If it's like in a relationship, you were obsessing with where this relationship was going to go, whether it is a romantic relationship or platonic, whether you were going to get the raise, whether you were going to get the position, whether you were going to do this. And it was kind of like this kind of and again, I have so many freaking experiences, it's not even funny, but it almost kind of feels like there was just chatter, like constant chatter in your mind, and it didn't matter what you were doing. So you could have been working out, you could have been cooking, you could have been trying to meditate, you could have been reading, whatever, but it was almost kind of like you kept on hearing the chatter. Even though you weren't really engaging with it, it was still kind of like just playing. So like, let's put it this way. There are times when, if there's a lot of, like, let's put it this way, noise or a lot of trucks driving by certain times of the year, I'll put the TV on for the dogs and not to hear the cars or the trucks outside. So and it's because of like where the location where I live, right? So I'll put like, Johnny Test or whatever, some cartoons, right? And I'll take a nap, but the TV is on. So, and the reason why I do it is so that they don't start barking, because sometimes they wake me up from the bark. But I can sleep with the TV on and I can hear everything that is happening on the TV, but I'm actually like sleeping and like in a dream, but I can hear the echoes of the TV. And it's kind of like that is what you guys have been dealing with. And again, you're trying not to over obsess or to keep on focusing on that one thing that it is for you that is still kind of, the chatter is dying down, but it is still there. Okay. So that's kind of like why you're just like F it this week. Like you're trying to either learn or get back to a space of embracing every moment as it's happening, instead of having to look back and remember, instead of having to look into the past to remember. So And maybe this is something that you guys are supposed to be doing. Maybe you're dwelling or spending too much time obsessing over the past, over the things that you didn't embrace or that you didn't celebrate, instead of focusing in this moment, right? And when we talk about this moment, yes, right now as it's happening, but it can be this week there when good things are happening to you. Maybe you're expecting something, maybe you're waiting on an answer for something, and it's kind of like just allow yourself to experience that. I don't know why I'm shaking, but that ability or that chance, that opportunity, let's put it this way, to be in the moment. And one of the things, and I said it in one of the other videos, I believe it was in Aries, I'm not exactly sure, but when a lot of times people fail to see the beauty in life because of their circumstances, because of that lifestyle, right? And I get it, but a very simple, easy way to get back into the moment or learn to practice getting into the moment is going out into nature. Now, whether that is just embracing and looking at the beauty in nature, right? Whether it's trees, whether it's the ocean, whether is, you know, whatever it is, a forest fire, whatever, right? For everybody is different. But getting lost in that moment, you know. And I know a lot of you guys are probably looking at me thinking I'm freaking crazy, but you know, we have like over 20 acres in the back of woods, and there are certain trees that even now in the winter with the snow and everything, still I say they talk to me, right? They're swaying, right? And my mornings are not the same if I don't go out there to spend that time in nature, right? And and even if it's like just from the back porch, right? Just in the back porch, just breathing and hearing and feeling nature. Sometimes is is enough, right? Especially like if there's snow and stuff, and I haven't shoveled. But it's kind of like for me, whenever I, let's put it this way, it's become a rule of thumb that I spend that time in nature every morning, regardless of the weather, whether it's raining, snowing, cold. I don't care how cold it is. Like I will bundle myself up like I'm gonna go out to climb like a mountain, right? Just to stand in nature and just be present in that moment. And some of you are missing that. And that is what you're trying to achieve this week. Now, you may be going about it in a different way by saying F this and F that, but in reality, your main goal or where it is that your higher self is trying to guide you to is into that space of embracing and learning to live in the moment. So let's go ahead and let's pull out a couple of tarots. So we have the Queen of Cups in the reverse. We have the Nine of Wands in the reverse with the Emperor in the upright position. So again, you're allowing yourself to, it's almost kind of like you're not fighting the chatter anymore, but you're not allowing it, let's put it this way, to control you anymore. You're not allowing it to take a hold to the point where you're not here, where you're not present. And it keeps on saying that like you haven't been present for a very long time, or it may feel like you haven't been present for a very long time, and you're being guided to once again be present in the moment. So let's go ahead and let's pull our love energy. The energy for love. Now, this can be in relationship. This can be with yourself, your passion for your career, etc. What do we have for love energy for Cancer? Free yourself. It is time to take control of your life. So everything that is happening is not happening just because, right? The way that you're acting, the way that you're behaving, the way that you are um, seeing things, your perspective changing, all of that is changing because it is time for you to free yourself from constantly living in the past or worrying about the future, and instead embracing the now. So we're going to pull out an oracle card for your final message. Coming of a winter. Number 11. It comes in lullabies deep within your mirrored flesh. Alas, it is time to lay your quivering chest upon the winter's coming. I love these cards because it's always like a little poem, right? So there's always this sense, right? When we think about winter, we think about things dying, right? The leaves fall. A lot of people think that it's depressing. A lot of people get the winter's blues and things like that. I love winter. Figures, right? Well, I'm a Capricorn, so January 3rd. This is my season, right? But either way, what I mean to say is like when the leaves fall off the trees, right? The tree is still standing, right? It's still rooted within the ground. So even though its appearance may change, it's still the same tree, right? And it's preparing to birth a newer version of itself, right? It's almost kind of like, like how, one of the things that I always say is like, your biggest competitor or your biggest competition is just the person staring you back in the mirror, right? So when you think of a tree is a tree, and not just a tree, flowers, everything, right? They bloom, they grow, the leaves die, they die, whatever, and they regrow, but they're not comparing themselves to all the other trees or the other flowers, right? They're doing what is natural to them. They're doing what it is that they are meant to do, right? So look at the leaves and the trees falling as parts of yourself that you no longer want to carry, whether that is an addiction, whether that is gossiping, whatever it is, right? And look at that space, right, of relearning to be in the moment as the leaves that are going to bloom again in the spring. Well, guys, that is all I have for you. Sending every single one of you love, strength, and blessing, guys. Take care. Love you. Bye-bye.